Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Warships with Ungainly Titan. We're on the Estuary map, we've standard battle, captured the base, and I'm the U.S.S. Mahan, the tier 5. Yeah, 5, 6, 7. The 5 American destroyer. Tier 5 battle, it's top ships, or the top tier are tier 5 ships. There's quite a few tier 5 ships in the game. And we get deployed on the western side of the map, so I generally swing west. Past the islands, heading out towards the outer islands so that I can get a double back around the outer islands or duck in among the outer islands and hopefully not get stuck on the outer islands, which is usually more frequently what happens with me. But basically to alert the fleet, the flotilla that I'm with, that what's going on, because well, there's 2 battleships at this particular point in time. So we generally won't see anything till we've rounded the peninsula here, although there is an enemy warship spotted already. It's a Pensacola. And it looks like he's going to come through the narrow channel, but he's going to come through at a distance that exceeds my torpedo range, and there's 2 other ships behind him, at least 1 cruiser and a battleship. Yeah, there's only 2 destroyers in the time, so each one of the groups is going to be sort of battleship or destroyer free. We just happen to run into the enemy team that's destroyer free. So the Pensacola is cruising through. I launch torpedoes, but I get spotted. There's an Emile Bertin, or Bertin. Emile Bertin. And now he'll probably make a course change, but you know, you never know. Maybe I should have gone for a wide spread actually. However, Pensacola looks like it is going to evade my strike. I wonder at long ranges would I be better off just doing a wide spread. I must try it. I have no idea if people have actually got suggestions to make that if I'm shooting at extreme range, should I go for wide spreads rather than narrow spreads? Because the chances might have a better chance of some torpedo hitting rather than none at all. And the Emile Bertin has made a couple of course changes, and I'm trying to avoid banging into the island, which means that I'm not able to do much at the moment. So Pensacola is just motoring out of there. I mean, we have been detected at various points, so the Emile Bertin is showing broadside to the ships. Pensacola is just, I think, leaving because he's turning constantly to the north. And the Kaiser or whatever it is just coming through the center. Yeah, as soon as I fire here, I'm exposing myself. But there aren't many ships in a position to see me, and the Emile Bertin is going to have enough to do with what's going on around it, because there's a destroyer on the other side of it. And there are battleships in the vicinity, and it is losing health fairly fast. And the destroyer that's fighting closest to it is actually in the smoke screen. Kaiser is also just getting a pounding. Don't know if these shots will even hit or make it before that's it. Between the fire and everything else. No, my shots don't even arrive before it dies. However, while we have won decisively on this side, with the exception of the Pensacola, who's making a kind of a run for it, things, well, at the moment I'm sort of between as to what I was going to do. I was actually thinking of double back around the island, but we are in trouble actually on the eastern side of the map. And we've just lost a battleship. And one we've lost is on the eastern side of the map. So the eastern side of the map has there's no ship defending it, and there's enemy ships spotted not too far away, including an enemy destroyer. So there's a possibility that the enemy will flip that cap if we start moving away from it before we're too far away. And practically every one of our ships, with the exception of the other destroyer, the other friendly destroyer, are steaming away from our cap circle. So I'm trying to draw attention to the fact that we need to defend the base. Not that this is always or ever that this ever does me any good, but you know, there's no harm in letting people know. We have the slight advantage in ships, so the game should go our way as long as we can avoid getting the cap flipped. Friendly destroyer is a good bit ahead of me, but I am racing as fast as I can to give them support, basically. And we do know there's the enemy destroyer, the Mahan. So my counterpart on the enemy team has just come around the edge of the island, and the two of them have opened fire, and the allied destroyer is requesting support. And I'm coming in and I'm going to give it, but I'm not very effective at the start. I keep not leading the shots enough. So I'm trailing the destroyer, and I'm falling short as well. I'm not giving it the height, the distance to get the shots in. So torpedoes, mutual torpedoes launched by both sides, and both destroyers sail into the other side's torpedoes, which I think is dreadful, really. And I'm taking fire from behind the island. So I need to do something about that ship, which is a battleship. But the reason I need to do something about that ship is that I'm the only one that can. If I go away, this battleship could cap. There's enough time left that unopposed the enemy battleship would cap. However, I do have 2 smoke screens. So I haven't used any of my smoke screens. I am at more or less full capacity in terms of operational tactical flexibility. We are a ship up, although throw weight of broadsides were kind of roughly the same. We have a cruiser destroyer, 2 battleships versus a battleship. Now this New York's pretty much in full health, which is why I'm making use of the smoke. We launched torpedoes, and I'm going to hide the smoke screen, and that first salvo was actually scarily accurate. Now I light a fire, and this is where I think the New York captain screws up. He quenches the fire immediately. And I'm going to probably light more fires, or at least I'm certainly going to try. Now, I'm in my own smoke screen, so I'm not spotting him. And he's close, but he's not so close that I can spot him anyway, and I get 1 torpedo hit. So he managed to evade most of my torpedoes except the last one. So he was obviously not travelling at full speed, but then he fires a broadside at an allied ship, and therefore he reveals his position. So he's flooding away now. So I get a bearing on him again. Now that one is too far ahead, too much lead. This one is more accurate. And I set another fire. So now he's flooding and he's on fire, and this flood will more or less go for the full duration. Either I don't know whether it'll exceed his repair cooldown or not, but he's burning away now quite nicely, and he's flooding away, so he's bleeding out health points, and he was slightly under full health. Now my smoke screen is running down, so there's no point in staying in the smoke screen any longer. So now the question is he going forward, is he going backwards, or what way is he steaming, what direction is he going to come around the island on? I'm going to come around the island this side. I'm going to come around the island on the port side, because I think, well, I'm not sure, but we'll just take the chance. And there he is. So I'm swinging around already, so he's got a lot of health left. We'll launch some torpedoes, and I suspect he'll start slowing down straight away and attempting to accelerate away. So now, do I come around the other side of the island where he's going to be expecting me, or do I stretch out the lead and wait for him to come around the island? Because in some ways, there's a lot to be said for me to try and buy time. We're on 2 versus 2 down at the other cap circle. So if I can stop this guy from capping, and we're actually now 2 versus 1. But I get spotted again, and he's managed to evade the torpedoes because he managed to slow down. He managed to reverse quickly enough, and he's had enough strength in his engines to slow down, reverse speed, start going forward before any of my torpedoes got near him or hit. However, he's not slowing down now, and I think my torpedoes are in a much better chance of hitting. So at least 2. Yep, 2 torpedo strikes and he goes down. We get the Liquidator Award, which is an achievement which I had never achieved before. Destroys an enemy by flooding. It exceeds 50% of his hit points. So let's say Queen Elizabeth down. Right, so that's him out of the way. We've now pretty much saved the game in the sense there's no chance now of the enemy capping. So the question is whether we will succeed in capping. So we have a ship in the enemy cap circle, and we have another ship just outside it, and there's a 2v1 fight going on. One of our guys tucked into the island. Now he's taking a high risk. If he's trying to cap, looks like he's gotten a long way into the cap, but he's actually playing a high risk game because he can't really afford to maneuver down there. He's more or less sitting still because he's right at the edge of the cap circle, and if he goes maneuvering, he will maneuver his way out of the cap circle and lose his cap pressure. And I'm not sure what strategy he's going for, but it looks like he lost some cap points there that he's after taking the hit. And some cap points have been lost. But the other ship, the second ship, is now starting to cap as well. So more artillery strikes, more cap pressure is going to be applied, and I will be actually in a position to start engaging before long because we're close enough. We just can't see each other. The islands are the principal point of contention because I can't obviously shoot through around the island. 7 points. He's within range of my guns in theory, but I don't think I'd hit him. Now he's also within torpedo range, so I'm going to launch torpedoes, and I still have a smoke to go. So I hope I'm spotted now, so it's time to smoke up. We've launched the smoke with the ship already slowed down. I have an option of launching a secondary torpedo strike, but I want to see probably if the Queen Elizabeth reacts any further. Before I do that, that kind of hits, but not enough to set a fire. And now we got a torpedo hit, and I think this goes flooding as well, and we'll launch some more strikes with artillery, and we're moving around in the smoke just to minimise the chances of now he looks like fairly damage saturated, so I don't know what my chances of setting the fire on, but the second set of torpedoes are looking perfect. 2 strikes, he's down, that's it, game over. And a nice handy win at the end. Now I think that once we had gotten rid of the threat of the cap, I think the team would have won one way or the other. The second Queen Elizabeth was just bonus from my point of view. The other destroyer was actually number 1 by experience, and I came number 2 with my 80k damage. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.